July 1947, southeastern New Mexico, a rancher named William Mack Brazel discovers something unusual on his property. Scattered across the ground after a storm, foil-like material, lightweight, metallic-looking, sticks made of something he can't quite identify, something he's never seen before. He collects some of it, takes it to town, tells people what he's found. Word reaches Roswell Army Airfield nearby. Officers arrive, they examine the debris, take it away, and then something extraordinary happens. The military issues a press release. They have recovered a flying disc, an actual flying disc, recovered from a rancher's property. The military is announcing it to all the world. For a few hours, it seems like the most important moment in human history. Evidence of extraterrestrial life, proof that Earth has been visited. Then within 24 hours, the military changes the story completely. It wasn't a flying disc, it was just a weather balloon, nothing extraordinary, nothing to see here. The official story shifts, the incident is closed, but the seed is planted, the story takes root, and 70 plus years later, Roswell remains the most famous UFO story in the world. Was it a government cover-up, a secret military experiment, an actual alien spacecraft? The mystery endures, the speculation continues, the legend grows. But what really happened at Roswell, and more broadly, if intelligent aliens exist somewhere in the universe, how likely is it that they've actually visited Earth? I'm Keith Conrad, and this is Sidequests. Today, Roswell, the crash that became a legend, the evidence that remains unclear, and the physics that make alien visitation extremely unlikely, even if life exists among the stars.
You can't suppress the truth! The people have a right to know! Roswell! Roswell!
I feel like to understand Roswell, you have to understand the moment it happened. It's summer 1947, just weeks before the Roswell incident. A pilot named Kenneth Arnold reports seeing something extraordinary near Mount Rainier in Washington state. He's flying his private aircraft, clear day, good visibility, and he sees several unusual objects in the sky, moving in formation, moving fast, unlike anything he's seen before. He reports what he saw to the media, describes them as moving like saucers skipping on water. The term flying saucer is born. Almost immediately, reports start pouring in across the United States. People reporting seeing strange objects in the sky, unusual craft, aerial phenomena they can't explain. America is primed to notice strange things. The Cold War is beginning, tension with the Soviet Union is escalating. Americans are worried about Soviet technology, Soviet weapons, what might be coming from the sky, plus there's genuine technological excitement. Advances in aviation, rockets being developed, atomic weapons being tested. The future seems to be arriving fast, and that future is strange, unsettling, filled with possibilities. So when people see something unusual in the sky, something they can't immediately explain, they wonder, what if it's something extraordinary? What if it's not American or Soviet, but something else entirely? Into this moment comes Mack Brazel's discovery, and the military's announcement about a flying disc. For a brief moment, it seems like the answer to the question everyone is asking. Are we alone? Mack Brazel is a rancher, nothing fancy, ordinary New Mexico rancher. He's taken care of his property, made his living off the land. Then after a storm sometime around July 1st, 1947, he notices debris scattered across his property. He collects some of it, takes it to town, shows it around. Word reaches the nearby Roswell Army Airfield. Officers arrive, they take the debris, examine it. The next day, July 8th, 1947, they issue a press release. The press release is stunning. The many rumors regarding the flying disc became a reality yesterday when the intelligence office of the 509th Bomb Group of the 8th Air Force, Roswell Army Airfield, was fortunate enough to gain possession of a disc through the cooperation of one of the local ranchers. A disc, a flying disc. The military has recovered it. The press release goes to newspapers. Roswell flying saucer crashes. Army recovers debris from another world. Flying saucer actually crashes. The headlines are dramatic. The story spreads, but then within hours, the military changes the story. The commanding officer holds a press conference. He has reporters brought in. He shows them the debris, and he explains, it's not a flying disc. It's a weather balloon. A classified weather balloon project. Nothing more, nothing extraordinary. The story collapses, the press moves on, newspapers that had run flying saucer headlines now print corrections. Weather balloon confusion, it was just a balloon after all. Within 24 hours, the most important story in the world becomes non-news. The incident fades. For decades, nobody thinks much about Roswell. It's a forgotten curiosity, a brief moment of excitement that turned out to be nothing. But then, in the late 1970s and 1980s, 30 years later, Roswell comes back. New witnesses emerge, people who claim to have seen things, who claim to have been there, who claim to know what really happened. Stories emerge. Alien bodies recovered from the crash site. Humanoid, not of Earth, secret hangars at Roswell Army Airfield, where the spacecraft was stored. Military intimidation, witnesses being warned to stay silent, families being threatened. Government cover-up, a massive conspiracy. The military and the government knowing the truth but lying to the public. Books are written, television specials are produced. The story grows, evolves, becomes more elaborate. By the 1990s, Roswell is the centerpiece of UFO culture, the most famous UFO story in the world, the proof many believe that aliens have visited Earth, that the government knows, and that the truth is being hidden. Movies are made. The X-Files capitalizes on Roswell mythology. Independence Day uses Roswell as backstory. Popular culture embraces Roswell as established fact. The legend has become more powerful than the original incident. And the question becomes why? Why does Roswell endure? Why does the mystery persist? Why can't we just accept the original explanation and move on? In the 1990s, the U.S. Air Force finally released a detailed explanation. It wasn't a weather balloon. The original description was technically accurate but incomplete, because the true nature of the project was classified. The debris came from Project Mogul, a classified balloon program designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests. During the Cold War, the U.S. wanted to know if the Soviets had tested atomic weapons. Regular surveillance planes couldn't always detect the tests, so they developed a program, Project Mogul, using high-altitude balloons equipped with sensitive listening devices. These balloons would float through the stratosphere, listen for the acoustic signature of nuclear explosions, transmit the data back to listening posts. The balloons were classified secret. The military couldn't explain their purpose in 1947 without revealing the classified program. So when Mac Brazel found the debris, the military knew it was Project Mogul. But they couldn't say that. They couldn't reveal the program's existence, so they said weather balloon, which was technically true. It was a balloon used for atmospheric research. But it wasn't the full explanation. The debris itself, foil-like, metallic lightweight, matches Project Mogul balloon components. The sticks match the balloon's structural elements. The rubber matches the ballonet components. The explanation is logical. It fits the evidence. It explains why the military was secretive, because the project was classified. As for the alien bodies that witnesses claim to see, the Air Force suggests several possibilities: military crash test dummies, misidentified remains, stories that became confused and elaborated over decades. After 30 years of silence, accounts change, details shift, stories become more elaborate. This is normal for human memory, especially when people are trying to remember events from 30 years earlier. The official explanation is Project Mogul, not a spacecraft, not aliens, a classified military balloon program. Here's where we have to acknowledge something important. The official explanation is rational. It's supported by historical documentation. It fits the available evidence, but it doesn't answer every question. Some witnesses' accounts don't perfectly align with the Project Mogul explanation. Some details remain unclear, some records are incomplete, so the question becomes, could it have been something else? Could it have been an alien spacecraft? To answer that, we have to think about the broader question, is life likely to exist elsewhere in the universe? Modern astronomy has revolutionized how we answer this question. We've discovered thousands of exoplanets, planets orbiting other stars. We found planets in the habitable zone where liquid water could exist. We've learned that planetary systems are common, very common. Most astronomers believe intelligent life likely exists somewhere in the universe, perhaps on many worlds. The universe is vast. The odds suggest we're probably not alone, but intelligent life existing somewhere in the universe is very different from intelligent life visiting Earth. Here's where the physics becomes important. The nearest star to us is Proxima Centauri. It's 4.24 light-years away. That means light, the fastest thing in the universe, takes 4.24 years to travel from Proxima Centauri to Earth. It's about 25 trillion miles, or 40 trillion kilometers, an enormous distance. According to everything we understand about physics, Einstein's theory of relativity, nothing with mass can travel faster than the speed of light. Let me repeat that. Nothing with mass can travel faster than the speed of light. Not faster, not even close. The speed of light is the universal speed limit. No spaceship, no propulsion system, no matter how advanced, can exceed it. So if an alien civilization wanted to visit Earth, they would need to travel at least 4.24 light years, which would take at minimum 4.24 years of travel time, and that's just the nearest star. Most habitable worlds are probably much farther away. The energy requirements are staggering. The time requirements are enormous. The engineering challenges are beyond what we can even imagine. Could a sufficiently advanced civilization overcome these challenges? Theoretically, perhaps, if they had technology far beyond what we possess. But even then, the practical limitations are severe. Why would they come here? What's the benefit? Why risk the journey for a primitive planet orbiting an ordinary star? If they were going to visit, wouldn't they announce themselves? Wouldn't they establish communication? Rather than crash in New Mexico and leave ambiguous debris? This brings us to something called the Fermi paradox. Enrico Fermi was a physicist. In the 1950s, he asked a simple question. If advanced civilizations are common in the universe, where is everybody? If intelligent life has existed for billions of years on billions of worlds, then surely some of them have developed space travel. Surely some have explored the galaxy. Surely we should see clear evidence of them. But we don't. We see no confirmed evidence of extraterrestrial visitation, no alien artifacts, no unambiguous signals, no contact. Some explanations for the Fermi paradox. Maybe advanced civilizations are rare. Maybe life is harder to evolve than we think. Maybe intelligence is rarer still. Maybe complex societies destroy themselves before achieving space travel. Maybe it's simply too far. The distances are so vast, the energy requirements so enormous, that space travel between star systems is impractical, even for advanced civilizations. Or maybe they're out there, watching, waiting, not revealing themselves, but the absence of clear evidence is significant. If aliens were visiting Earth, we'd expect more compelling proof than ambiguous debris from 1947. Carl Sagan, astronomer, science communicator, and deep thinker about extraterrestrial life, often said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Roswell represents an extraordinary claim. An alien spacecraft crashed on Earth. The government covered it up. Aliens are visiting our world. That's an extraordinary claim. If true, it would be the most important discovery in human history. What would constitute extraordinary evidence? A spacecraft of undeniable extraterrestrial origin. Materials that demonstrate alien technology, clear documentation, multiple independent witnesses. What does Roswell actually have? Ambiguous debris. Testimony that changed over decades, a military cover-up but of a classified project, not necessarily an alien craft. Interpretations and speculation, it's not bad evidence, it's just not extraordinary evidence. The evidence points toward Project Mogul, the classified balloon program. It's less exciting than an alien visitation, but it requires fewer assumptions. It's better supported by documentation. Following the evidence leads to the mundane explanation, not the extraordinary one. But this raises a question. Why does Roswell persist? Why doesn't the official explanation satisfy people? Several reasons. The context, the Cold War, government secrecy, classified programs, genuine deception about other programs. It's historically accurate that the government lies about classified projects. So the assumption that they're lying about Roswell seems reasonable. Human nature, we're wired to see patterns. We're wired to seek explanations for mysteries. An unsolved mystery invites speculation. Unanswered questions rarely stay unanswered for long in the human imagination. The power of narrative. The alien explanation is more interesting than the balloon explanation. More dramatic, more meaningful. The human brain prefers meaningful narratives to mundane facts. Cultural impact. Roswell has become embedded in American culture. It's part of how we understand ourselves, our government, the possibility of life beyond Earth. Letting go of Roswell would feel like losing something important. Whatever actually happened at Roswell in 1947, one thing is undeniable. It changed popular culture. Roswell inspired generations of science fiction. It shaped public discussions about extraterrestrial life. It influenced government investigations into unidentified aerial phenomena. Recently, the U.S. government has actually taken seriously the question, are there objects in Earth's airspace that we can't identify, that don't match known aircraft? That's a real question. That deserves real investigation. Not because of Roswell specifically, but because the question is legitimate. But there's a difference between some aerial phenomena remain unexplained, and therefore they must be alien spacecraft. The first is reasonable. The second requires more evidence than we currently have. Here's what Roswell teaches us about how to think scientifically. Skepticism is good, healthy skepticism, not believing claims without evidence, asking questions, demanding proof, but cynicism is different. Cynicism is assuming the worst of everyone, assuming all government statements are lies, assuming all experts are corrupt, assuming the only truth is the one being hidden. Real science requires skepticism without cynicism. Follow the evidence, ask hard questions, but don't assume the worst-case scenario without justification. Applied to Roswell, be skeptical of the original weather balloon explanation being the complete truth. It probably wasn't, given the classified nature of Project Mogul. But don't assume it was an alien spacecraft without better evidence than we have. The likely answer, Project Mogul, doesn't explain every detail perfectly, but it requires fewer unsupported assumptions than the alien explanation. What really happened at Roswell in 1947? Most likely a classified military balloon project, Project Mogul, crashed or was recovered. The debris was collected. The military couldn't fully explain it because the project was classified. They said weather balloon. It faded from the news. Decades later, the incident was revived, reinterpreted, and transformed into one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Could I be wrong? Could it have been an alien spacecraft? Theoretically, yes, but the evidence doesn't support that conclusion. The simpler explanation is more likely. But here's what's genuinely extraordinary. The universe itself, hundreds of billions of stars in our galaxy alone, trillions of galaxies beyond. Most of those stars likely have planets. Many of those planets in the habitable zone where life could exist. The probability of intelligent life existing somewhere out there is probably high. The probability of them visiting Earth and crashing in New Mexico with evidence left ambiguous enough to spark 70 years of debate? That seems much lower. But the bigger question remains, are we alone? In a universe so vast, so old, so filled with possibilities, is Earth the only place where intelligence emerged? That's the real mystery. That's what Roswell makes us wonder about. Not whether aliens crashed in New Mexico, but whether somewhere among the stars, intelligence is looking up at us wondering the same thing.